It's 3 a.m. You're awake. Again. You're staring at the ceiling and your brain is doing that thing it does when the world gets quiet. It's running the numbers. You're mentally calculating if you can afford that weird noise your car started making yesterday. You're wondering if your boss noticed you left early on Tuesday. You're realizing that this normal life you've built, the car, the house, the subscriptions, is actually a house of cards waiting for a stiff breeze. They call this adulting. I call it survival mode. We are told that if we just follow the script, go to school, get the job, finance the car, buy the house, we'll be fine. We're told that being average is safe. But I'm here to tell you that in 2026, average is a raw deal. Average is a mathematical disaster waiting to happen. Because if you follow the herd today, you aren't heading toward a golden retirement on a beach. You are heading toward a cliff. And the math says you're going to go over it with exactly $300 in your pocket. My name is Matt, and I spend way too much time thinking about money and human psychology. If you're someone who is currently living paycheck to paycheck and feels like you're just one unexpected expense away from a total disaster, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Today, we aren't doing hacks. We aren't doing get rich quick. We are going to pull back the curtain on the financial fantasy most people are living in and replace it with brutal mathematics. We're going to look at why the normal American life in 2026 is statistically designed to leave you broke and exactly what you need to do to escape the trap. According to the latest Federal Reserve data adjusted for 2026, the median retirement account balance for Americans aged 65 to 74 is hovering around $91,000. Now, $91,000 might sound like a lot of money if you have zero. It's a Tesla Cybertruck, it's a down payment. But as a retirement fund, it's a joke. Financial planners use something called the 4% rule. It's the safe amount you can withdraw from your investments every year without running out of money before you die. So let's do the math. 4% of $91,000 is $3,640 a year. Divide that by 12 months, that gives you roughly $303 a month. You work for 40 years. You deal with the commute, the micromanaging boss, the stress, the missed birthdays, and your reward is a monthly allowance that won't even cover your electric bill and internet. Here is the problem. Inflation hasn't stopped. The Bureau of Labor Statistics data suggests the average American household age 65 plus now spends over $6,100 per month just to exist. To keep the lights on, eat food, and pay for healthcare premiums that just hiked another 8%. You have a $300 investment income and a $6,100 lifestyle. But Matt, you say, what about Social Security? The government will save me. Will they? The average Social Security benefit in 2026 is about $1,900 a month thanks to COLA adjustments. So add your $1,900 check to your $300 investment income. You're now living on $2,200 a month in an economy where the median rent has officially crossed $2,150. That leaves you with $50 for food, gas, medicine, and fun. That is the $300 retirement trap. It's not poverty, it's a slow-motion car crash that happens over 40 years. So how does this happen? How do smart, hardworking people end up with nothing? It's because you're bleeding money in ways you've been brainwashed to think are normal. Let's look at the 4 biggest wealth destroyers that are keeping you average. Number 1, automotive indentured servitude. We have normalized car payments that are higher than our parents' mortgages. The average new car payment in 2026 is now $795, and for trucks and SUVs, it's common to see payments of $1,100 to $1,300 a month. People buy a $60,000 truck because they need it. Do you? Or do you need it to drive to an office where you sit at a computer? When you factor in the 8% interest rates we're seeing, the insurance spikes, the gas, and the maintenance, that truck actually costs you about $145,000 over 7 years. That is wealth destruction. That is you taking your retirement freedom and setting it on fire so you can look cool at a stoplight. Number 2. The housing stress simulator. We are obsessed with homeownership, but the market is broken. To comfortably afford the median-priced home in the US right now, you need a household income of roughly $115,000 to $120,000, far above the median income. Most people don't make that. So what do? They stretch. They put 3% down, and because they don't have 20% equity, they get hit with PMI. That's another $250 to $450 a month. I call PMI a poverty tax. It's insurance that protects the bank if you default, but you have to pay for it. It does nothing for you. It's just another hole in the bucket. Number 3, status spending. This is the psychological killer. We spend money we don't have to buy things we don't need to impress people we don't like. It's the $250 designer t-shirt. It's the $120 Tuesday night dinner. It's marketing-driven insecurity. You are trading your future freedom for a dopamine hit that lasts 15 minutes. Number 4, the silent leech. Streaming services, subscriptions. It's only 18. Yeah, but you have 6 of them, plus the box of dog toys, plus the app you forgot about. The average American now wastes over $1,200 a year on subscriptions they barely touch. That's $1,200 that could have compounded into $20,000 over 2 decades, but instead you donated it to a corporation. Now, here's the good news. The difference between the person who retires on $300 and the person who retires wealthy isn't usually IQ. It isn't even always salary. It's mindset. It's a psychological pivot from survival mode to growth mode. Most people live in survival mode. Money comes in, money goes out. They have zero margin. When you have zero margin, your brain actually functions differently. Your IQ drops. You make short-term, panic-based decisions. You need to reach what I call walking away money. This is the first $20,000 you save. When you have $20,000 in the bank, you walk differently. You breathe differently. If your boss is a jerk, you don't panic. If the car breaks, it's an inconvenience, not a tragedy. That $20,000 rewires your brain. It allows you to stop playing defense and start playing offense. And here's the magic of the math. The first $100,000 is brutal. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's partner, famously said the first $100K is a bitch. It might take you 7 or 8 years of grinding, saving, and saying no to get that first $100K invested. But the next $100K, that might only take 5 years. The one after that, 3 years. Why? Because your money starts flexing its muscles. The compound interest starts doing the heavy lifting for you. The average person never gets to see this happen because they quit or buy a boat before they hit that first $100K threshold. So how do we fix this? If you're staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., what do you do tomorrow? You need to follow the proper sequence. Most people try to invest while they're drowning in debt. That's like trying to fill a bucket that has a hole in the bottom. Step 1, the panic fund. Save $1,000 to $2,000 immediately. Sell stuff, Uber, do whatever. This stops the bleeding. This cures the 3 a.m. anxiety so you can think clearly. Step 2, kill the cancer. High-interest debt is financial cancer. Average credit card interest rates hit 22.8% this year. If you have credit card debt, you are in an emergency. There's no investment in the world that guarantees you a 22% return. Pay it off ruthlessly. Step 3, the free lunch. If your employer offers a 401k match, take it. That's a 100% guaranteed return on your money. If you don't take it, you're literally working for less money than your coworker who does. Step 4, the secret weapon, the HSA, Health Savings Account. Fidelity estimates an average retired couple retiring today will need $315,000 just for healthcare costs out of pocket. The HSA is triple tax advantaged, tax-free in, tax-free growth, tax-free out for medical. It's the most powerful investment vehicle in America, and nobody talks about it. Look, the system is designed to keep you average. The marketing, the banks, the car dealerships, they're all betting on you staying asleep. They're betting on you retiring with that median $91,000. But you know the math now. You can't unknow it.
The bar to beat the average is actually set pretty low. You just have to be willing to look a little weird for a few years. You have to drive the older car. You have to cook at home. Because at the end of the day, here's the truth. You can either look wealthy or you can be wealthy. But for most people, you can't do both. Choose wisely. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.